I'm way behind everyone else, and I know that it's already March, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it. This is my plant wish list for 2019. Join me.
Liquid Amber Girl Gardening.
Before we begin, I'd like to tell you that I haven't put these plants in the order that I want them necessarily, just in a random order. And also, I'll tell you that my desire for this year is not to take on new plant varieties. The list I've compiled here is all from genera that I know very well, and I know that I do well growing. There's only one exception that I have not grown before, so let's get started. And we'll start with the one that I have never grown before, which is Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. I don't even think I need to give a reason on this one. It's just beautiful foliage. It's an easy to grow plant, and I can't wait to have one of these in my collection. I've never even seen one in person, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to buy one online sometime this year. Next on my list is Calathea musaica. And the leaves on this plant are so stunning. I just cannot get enough of them. I could look at them all day. The pictures that I've seen on Instagram are just to die for. Another one that's kind of hard to find. Another one that I have not seen in person, but I'm always looking to find it. In fact, if any of you ever see a shop that has this for sale, I'd love if you'd comment below so that I can get on and start stocking it. Plant number 3 on this list is Stromanthe Magic Star. I have actually seen this plant in shops, and I didn't buy it at the time because I was looking for other things more specifically. Now, I kind of wish that I had brought it home. I do have a Stromanthe Trio Star. It's a wonderful plant. I love growing it, and I think having those two next to each other would be really beautiful. This plant is Philodendron Red Emerald. I think it's pretty common. I just haven't ever seen it myself, and it might just be because I haven't noticed it necessarily. But I love philodendrons. The new growth comes on bright red, which is beautiful. And then even after the growth has faded to its actual green color, the stems still have a beautiful reddish pink. And in the morning sun, the sunlight shining through that, what a beautiful plant. Next up is not a specific plant. It's just a type of. I'm looking for all different types of epiphytic cacti, so all of the ones that have those beautiful cactus-like flowers and fantastic foliage the rest of the growing season. I already have several different varieties of these, but they seem to be endless, and I'm just going to always have my eyes open for a new one to add. Moving on to a Hoya, and this plant is called Hoya obovata. And usually people want Hoyas for those really beautiful, completely unique blooms that they have. But in this case, I really like the leaves with the speckles and that sweet round shape on this plant. They're just so cool. And they're so easygoing. Keeping them as houseplants, they're long-lived. You can pass them down to children or other family or friends. And they just keep on going. They're such wonderful plants. But even more than Hoya obovata, I would love to have Hoya mathilde. Of course, many of you, if you follow me, know that my sweet precious puppy is named Mathilde. It also has very similar shaped leaves with those beautiful white speckles. The 8th plant on my wish list is Calathea rotundifolia. As far as I can see, it looks really similar to the Calathea orbifolia. Instead, it just has much darker markings on its leaves. Another Hoya, this is Hoya pubicalix. I love this plant because it also has the white speckles on its leaves, similar to the Hoya obovata and the Hoya mathilde. One difference being, though, that its leaves are more sword-shaped. I also really love the bright new growth that comes on, which is almost like a purple color. And then the most fantastic, in my opinion, part of this plant are its blooms, a deep, deep purple. Next is Calathea White Star. The ornate pattern on these leaves, I don't know if there is another plant that looks quite like this. The white leaves that can flush to pink. I very first saw this plant on another plant YouTuber's channel. Her name is Kaylee Ellen. And I found one of these pictures actually on her Instagram, which is not called that. It's Let's Wet My Plants. Anyway, a gorgeous plant. I hope I can find one of these. Only 3 plants left, and this is a peperomia. Finally, this is Peperomia piccolo banda, and I'm probably mispronouncing that, but it has these lovely textured leaves, and then that deep, dark, almost blackish purple veining in between the dark green leaves. It's just a lovely little plant. I have absolutely never seen one of these in person. Every time I think maybe I've got one, it's something else, one of the ripples. And so I am desperate to find this one. I love my peperomia plants, as you may well know, and I can't wait to see one of these in person. I know I said that I didn't put these plants in any particular order, and that's mostly true, but the last 3 plants that I'm sharing with you are the 3 that I want desperately. And if you're a real plant person, you know what I'm talking about. These are the ones that like keep you up at night. You want them so badly. So we already saw the first, which is the Peperomia piccolo banda, however you say it. The next is this Calathea leopardina. And I don't know what it is about this plant particularly that I like so much. I think I like it because it looks like a Stromanthe. I like it because it looks like Calathea freddie, but kind of like in reverse, where Calathea freddie is a green leaf with white markings, and this is like an almost yellow-green leaf with those dark markings. I don't know. It's so pretty. I cannot stand the thought of not having this plant. It's driving me bananas. So if any of you have ever seen this in an online shop anywhere in the US, I'd love to know. Same goes for all of the plants on my list, actually. So comment below, share with me if you've seen this one for sale or if you have this one yourself, so I can be a little bit jealous. This is the last plant, number 12, the Philodendron Silver Sword. I love silver plants. I have many different examples of plants that are silvery foliage, and I love them all. But this one, I think it just blows them all out of the water. It is such a beautiful plant, and again, it's got that philodendron tendency to be really easy to grow and care for, and I am just crazy about the idea of finding one of these. Every shop that I've ever seen online has them listed but out of stock, and so I'm just really hoping that the spring will bring some of these plants into these shops and stuff. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun putting it together, actually, and I'd love to hear back from you. What are your like unicorn plants, the ones that you would love to have? I hope you all are doing well. Have a great week, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.